Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals. Alright, so today I'm going to be drinking a bourbon and Dr. Pepper for the first time. Bourbon has a more spicy flavor to it than not, and so does Dr. Pepper. And I've heard that when you combine the two, the spicy flavors from both complement each other quite a bit. And so as such, I've heard some pretty good things about the mixed drink known as well, bourbon and Dr. Pepper. But how is a bourbon and Dr. Pepper? Well, I don't know because I've never tried one before. But overall, I am very excited to, give one a go for the first time today and to find out whether it's a mixed drink that I actually like or not. Will I end up liking a bourbon and Dr. Pepper after this one experience at least? Well, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding out for the first time today. But what is the bourbon I'm going to be using for this experience? Well, what I've got with me today is a bottle of Four Roses small batch bourbon from the United States, from Kentucky in specific. This bottle cost me around about $35 at my local liquor store, and for that price, I got 750 milliliters of bourbon with an ABV of 45% and a proof of 90. That's the bourbon I've got with me today, and of course, for my Dr. Pepper, I just have some good old normal American Dr. Pepper in a plastic bottle, as that was the easiest thing to find. I do suppose without further ado, I should probably go ahead and move my camera back just a little bit, and I should, actually get to making my first ever bourbon and Dr. Pepper. I've got my glass right here. Let's go ahead and pour in some bourbon and then pour in some Dr. Pepper, I do think. So let's go ahead and just pour in just like this. I'm just going to be eyeballing it for today's video. Just going off of what I think I'm going to want. When it comes to the amount of alcohol, I'm gonna go for, I'm thinking right about there, probably. I'm thinking that should be enough bourbon for me. And so now that I have added my bourbon, I do think it is now time for me to go ahead and get my Dr. Pepper all opened up. And I think it's time for me to go ahead and pour some in as well. But before that, I do first off need to take a sip of this Dr. Pepper, as it's actually been a couple years since the last time I had any, and I'm curious to find out how it tastes. Once again, as said, it's been a couple years, so I'm thinking I need to revisit it real quick before I actually pour it in the drink. It is fizzing just a bit, but ain't no biggie, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no biggie. Let's go ahead and just get the cap all off if I can. There we go. Not wanting to come off, but got it off nonetheless. And let's just take a quick sip of this Dr. Pepper. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a spicy, creamy, slightly caramelly flavor with a good amount of brown sugar molasses sweetness. And yeah, I'd have to say definitely that of a spicy, smooth, creamy, carbonated, caramel, vanilla, brown sugar molasses like flavor overall. Overall, I gotta admit, Dr. Pepper is what I remember it to be. It is a pretty solid soda, in my personal opinion. I liked Dr. Pepper back in the day when I was drinking a lot of soda by itself, and I gotta admit, I still like it these days as well. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and pour it into my glass. Now, I'm not gonna be using any ice during this video, I will acknowledge, because I actually don't have any ice, but this Dr. Pepper has been in the fridge, or was in the fridge, for about 2 days, so it is pretty cold, I will acknowledge. But now that I've poured my Dr. Pepper in, I do think I should probably now go ahead and just mix it up just a little bit, as I am doing. Don't want to mix it up too much though. I don't want to get rid of too much of the carbonation, of course. But now that I've gone ahead and mixed it up, I do think I should probably go ahead and grab my camera once again and just move it back where it was around about. And I do think now, without further ado, it is time for me to go ahead and take a sip of my first ever bourbon and Dr. Pepper. And I do think it's time for me to find out just how this drink actually is. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Ooh. I gotta admit, the spice from the bourbon and the spice from the Dr. Pepper does complement each other. It is a very complimentary drink. Yeah. Yeah. The two flavors don't oppose each other really at all. So I'd have to say, in the undertone, we've got the bourbon going. Definitely the heaviest flavor is the Dr. Pepper. And from the Dr. Pepper, I'm getting very much out of a Dr. Pepper flavor. That of a slightly spicy, creamy, caramel, brown sugar, molasses, sweet, carbonated flavor. With under that, the flavor from the bourbon being a slightly different spice with a slightly different sort of caramel, brown sugar, molasses-like flavor in my personal opinion. Overall, yeah, flavor-wise, both the Dr. Pepper and the bourbon complement each other quite a bit. And gotta admit, it's pretty solid. I will acknowledge it definitely is quite sweet. I mean, like, Dr. Pepper is a soda after all. It's got a lot of sugar in it. And due to the fact that American Dr. Pepper uses high fructose corn syrup, definitely is a little bit syrupy as well, I will acknowledge. But not a terribly big deal by any means. Definitely not as syrupy as some other beverages I've had before. Overall, yeah, I gotta admit, just based off of the first 2 sips or so, I do think I may like the mixed drink known as a bourbon and Dr. Pepper. Now, do I think this drink could use anything extra? I do think it could. I didn't add in any lime juice today or anything like that. And honestly, I do think this could use some lime juice. But other than that, it's just solid as is, frankly put. And I'd drink this on its own. Just trying to think though. Do I excuse me. Goddamn. Whew, man. 2 burps back to back. No complaints on my behalf, y'all. But do I prefer a bourbon and Dr. Pepper to like something like, let's say, a bourbon and Coca-Cola? I'd actually have to say I do. I actually do prefer a bourbon and Dr. Pepper over a bourbon and Coca-Cola. The flavors just complement each other just that much better, in all honesty. Excuse me. Like, I wouldn't say that, like, bourbon and Coca-Cola don't complement each other. I wouldn't say that they oppose each other, but they just don't combine as well as the flavors of a bourbon and Dr. Pepper, in my personal opinion. Dr. Pepper just works that much better with the flavor of bourbon, if you ask me. So while a bourbon and Coke is good, while a whiskey and Coke is good, I actually think I prefer Dr. Pepper with bourbon, at least. I don't know about all whiskeys, of course. I'm sure it depends on the whiskey. But with this bourbon, at least, I prefer Dr. Pepper. Now, can I see Dr. Pepper becoming my standard soda to mix in with bourbon? To an extent, both yes and no. If I'm drinking during the day, then I definitely think I can. Because I'm not looking to go to sleep for a couple hours. It's the daytime, after all. However, if I'm drinking at night while I'm having dinner or something like that kind of thing, I just can't really see myself having a bourbon and Dr. Pepper, because Dr. Pepper has caffeine in it. Not a lot, I will acknowledge. It's only 58 milligrams of caffeine per 16.9 fluid ounces, so there's not really a lot of caffeine in it, but there is still some, and I am a little bit sensitive to caffeine, I will acknowledge. It definitely wakes me up a little bit more than it does for other people, and so even the smallest amount of caffeine will wake me up and will make me not be able to go to sleep. So if I was having a bourbon and something with my dinner, I think I'd probably generally choose like a bourbon and caffeine-free Coca-Cola or something like that kind of thing. But if I was drinking during the day like I am right now, if I was day drinking like I am right now, I think I would, more so than not, if I had Dr. Pepper on hand, choose a bourbon and Dr. Pepper. A little bit of alcohol, definitely in the bottom. little bit of spice coming from the bourbon, and just the whole sort of bourbon taste as a whole in the bottom of the flavor pool. But overall, yeah, the bourbon complements the Dr. Pepper complements the bourbon. The flavors overall are very nice. The two spices kind of combine, and while they don't make a new flavor per se, they certainly complement each other quite a bit. Like, you can taste them individually. Like the flavor of the bourbon and the flavor of the Dr. Pepper, I wouldn't really say that they combine to create a whole new flavor, but I would say that the two flavors kind of just complement each other, but they remain individual. I think, like, you can tell, okay, here's the Dr. Pepper flavor, here's the bourbon flavor. You can tell the difference between the two, I will acknowledge, but they complement each other, they combine together. Although, well, using the word combine, I don't really think it's the proper way, because if I'm saying, I don't think it's really the proper way of putting it, because if I'm saying that they combine in flavor, I'm implying that they combine to create a new flavor, but they really don't. The flavors are still individual, but they're complementing each other very well, which I think is really the right way of putting it. Like, the flavors are remaining individual, but they work together very well. Yeah. Overall, excuse me. I mean, like, I'll acknowledge, I was expecting to enjoy a bourbon and Dr. Pepper. I was thinking it was probably going to be a drink that I enjoyed more so than not. And yeah, I do enjoy the drink I'm having today. It's pretty solid, if you ask me. Yeah, I gotta admit, it's a beverage I'm enjoying having right now. It's currently 6:11 in the afternoon. Sun is still up, about to be going down in probably about an hour and 10 minutes or so, something along those lines. So I'm enjoying some late day drinking right now. And well, I don't really have too much else to say about the flavor of this drink. Overall, I can say that due to the spicinesses combining quite well, it is a smoother drink to drink than not, at least with the portions that I used today, which was very much that of like a, what is that, 1 to 4 or 1 to 3, like 1 to 3, 1 to 4 ratio or something like that. I know some people do like 1 to 2 ratio. It's not really my thing, I'll acknowledge. I do a bit of a heavier ratio. But, yeah, overall, nice flavor, smooth to drink, just tastes good overall, and the flavors complement each other quite well. They remain individual, but the Dr. Pepper just smooths everything out while complementing the bourbon quite well. Yeah. Overall, the Dr. Pepper and bourbon, solid drink if I do say so myself. Solid drink if I do say so myself. No complaints on my behalf. Let me tell y'all what. Yes, sir. I think I'm going to go and grab myself a little bit of a screenshot for the thumbnail of this video. And then after that, I'm going to go and finish off my drink and give you guys my final thoughts on a bourbon and Dr. Pepper, based off this one experience at least. And also give this mixed drink a rating as well. Let's grab myself a little bit of a screenshot real quick, though. Well, hopefully one of those will do as a screenshot for the thumbnail of this video. We will find out, I do suppose. The sugar, I will acknowledge, though, is definitely kicking. It is kicking. I don't generally consume all that much sugar. I've been consuming more sugar than previously these days, just simply due to the amount of, honestly, rum and Coca-Colas I've been drinking. I do really enjoy my rum and Cokes. I think I need to stop drinking as many sugary mixed drinks, I will acknowledge. I think I need to cut that out. Like, I enjoy my rum and Cokes, but I also really enjoy my ranch waters, and I think I definitely want to start drinking more of those just because there's no sugar in them. But the sugar is definitely kicking. It's kicking. And yeah, I'm just thinking, and I haven't had any I haven't had any, like, real sugar in the last 2 days or so, really, besides, like, a little bit of, like, a Kind bar kind of thing, which really isn't all that sugary. Just a little bit of chocolate. But yeah, the sugar is definitely kicking me. It's definitely making me feel a little bit tired. That is for sure. But overall, still a great mixed drink. I think it's probably not just the sugar. It's probably the combination of the sugar and the alcohol. I've definitely got a little bit of a buzz going. But pretty solid. Pretty solid. Not something I think I would want all the time. I wouldn't say a bourbon and Dr. Pepper could be a daily driver for me. Honestly, these days, I mean, like, as said, I really enjoy my rum and cokes, and I'm also really enjoying the bourbon and Dr. Pepper I'm having today. And for a while now, rum and coke has been kind of my daily driver, in all honesty. Low-key trying to slim off of that just because of the amount of sugar. And I think I'm trying to make my my ranch water my go-to drink. I wouldn't say daily drink because I don't actually drink daily, but just my go-to drink, I think, is really the right way of putting it. But yeah, definitely a good amount of sugar in this. Definitely both the alcohol and the Dr. Pepper wiping me out just a little bit more so than not. But it ain't no biggie, you know what I'm saying? I'm still enjoying my drink, and I'm having a good time. And while I don't think this is something I'd want to have all the time by any means, I can definitely see myself enjoying a bourbon and Dr. Pepper again in the future. And honestly, yeah, it's a drink I would buy Dr. Pepper just to have this drink, honestly. And there's not too many beverages like that. I'm thinking there's really only 4 like that. Like, I would buy carbonated water just for a ranch water. I would buy Coca-Cola just for a rum and coke. I would buy Sprite just for a vodka Sprite. And I would buy Dr. Pepper just for a bourbon and Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I gotta admit, absolutely would do this again, and absolutely would buy Dr. Pepper just to have one of these, not even drink the Dr. Pepper on its own. Not that I really normally drink soda on its own anyway, I don't. Overall, I like bourbon and Dr. Pepper, and I gotta admit, I think I like it just as much as I like rum and cokes. It's different. Bourbon and Dr. Pepper is different. But I like this just as much as I like my rum and cokes. And I gotta admit, I like this more than I like my whiskey or bourbon and cokes as well. Yeah, I like this more than a bourbon and coke. This is better. This is better than a bourbon and coke. The flavors just complement each other that much better, in my opinion. Yeah, gotta admit, bourbon and Dr. Pepper, it's a drink that I'm enjoying, I will acknowledge. And I gotta admit, I think I enjoy it more than a bourbon and coke, whiskey and coke. And I think it's definitely a mixed drink that deserves a very solid 4 out of 4. Yeah, that's right. I'm giving the bourbon and coke I drank today a solid 4 out of 4. Which means that, in my opinion, it's a masterpiece of a mixed drink, and it is absolutely one that I'm looking forward to having more of in the future. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Dr. Pepper was actually kind of designed to complement bourbon, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. Sure tastes like that, that is for sure. Sure tastes like that. Man, they complement each other so well. Well, I think that's just about all I wanted to say for today's video. I, overall, had a great time drinking a bourbon and Dr. Pepper for the first time today. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this mixed drink. Do you guys like bourbon and Dr. Pepper? Let me know in the comments down below. And also make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. Box, and my other channels all in the description down below. Go check them all out. Although I think my P.O. Box will not be open anymore by the time this video goes up, I will acknowledge. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Till the next one, stay safe in peace, and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?